Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's DJ Racha. Welcome this week. I'm doing a review of Swole Member's latest project, newest album, Brand New Day. If you didn't know, Swole Members consists of the members of Madchild and Prevail on the mic. And this is solely produced by Rob the Viking. They hail from Vancouver, Canada. Last time we saw them last year was on their album Beautiful Death Machine. For me personally, I've actually never had that chance to really experience Swole Members, nothing full. I mean, I've definitely heard Madchild before. If you ever heard of Madchild, his voice is definitely distinguishable. You'd be able to tell his vocals away from anybody else in a heartbeat from a mile away. So it's really cool how I was able to dig deep into them, really get a fresh idea about who they are, what they do, without being construed any past ideas I've had about them. But yeah, throughout this album, if you're looking just for something to ride to, something really hard-hitting beats, I mean some real aggressive, some really dark tone, and we all know, we all love riding to that beat sometimes. This is definitely an album for you. I mean, you go throughout the entire album, it's just hard knocker, right from the beginning. I mean, some beats are a little bit too synthesized for my taste. That's just me personally. But track 2, track 3 go off. Then the one part of this album that's really got me is Cock Blocker, which goes into it's just a really corny. I mean, you can just say it's a fun song. For me, came off as corny. Just talking about how Cock Blocker, just talking about fun. But honestly, it really doesn't match the vibe of the rest of the album. I figure that they thought, hey, this is a cool track that we did. It's funny. Let's put it in because we made it around the same time period. But honestly, it really doesn't fit the rest of the vibe that I was looking for. Not that I was looking for, that was displayed. But the crazy thing is, right after that, you go from corny or just a fun song right into A Brand New Day, which is also the title of the album, and you're talking about a completely different vibe, much more of an introspective vibe, talking about how today's a brand new day, they can move up from what they did yesterday, and just changing up who they are, but really staying the same as well. But then you go right back in the theme of the album. I mean, hard hitter after hard hitter, from, I believe it's Jocks Justo. You got some really dark horns. You get that dark theme. He has some really cool scratches as well. Then it goes right back in again. You got Supernova. You got really trippy, spacey hip hop beats. You got Odd Goblins, where they talk about how weird they are. Now, the one thing that I would have a critique about the album, though, is they talk about how weird they are, but they never go into depth about why they're weird. In particular, Madchild. I would like to see him give a little more depth about that, because on the very next track is really when he pulls it back on Park Bench, and he reflects on his life about who he was, who he is, and who he's becoming. And he really gives a great analogy about when everything changes, everything remains the same as well. And that's where I believe Madchild really shines. He's actually the only MC on this track. You're not going to see Prevail on Park Bench. But that's why I really want to came in. That's the track that shines. Those are the tracks that shine on me. But, like I said, if you're looking for that hard-hitting, it starts off right again. I mean, throughout the album, throughout the rest of the album, you're going to see knocker after knocker. So if you're riding, if you got those speakers turned up, if you got that bass going, I said, this is a cool album. I'm not going to hit on it at all. The one thing that really catches me, though, is that everything's decently produced. And everything blends in well, but there's really no standout track. There's really no track where I go, I gotta listen to this. Let me skip real ahead and then let me go back to where I was. So everything is cohesive, but at the same time, I feel that because that there's no standout tracks, because everything does sound the same, that this is the type of album that 3 months down the line, honestly, it's just going to lose out on rotation. Which, there are plenty of albums like that. And so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're a Swole Members fan, it's definitely a cool album to go for. Now, I mean, on the last track, Still Kill, they go talking about how they're the new True School, and they go off of really hard beats. I really love the piano as well. And they talk about how hungry they are, and how they have to apply, that they're foreverists. Meaning that, I mean, basically saying that Swole Members is going to be around forever. So, which is great for this album, because honestly, it's not a filler. Like I said, everything is about the same quality. Everything is at that 7.5, 8 for a track. But this is awesome because if they're forever, you're getting the idea that you're going to see another album. Just like they did last year, they're going to come out with another album next year. So what this album does is kind of, it holds off, let's hope, to get until they get to another album where they can really shine. I said this is not a bad album to listen to at all. The one thing I just wish is that Madchild got more emotional into it. Gives us more of his story, not just his story, but why is it his story? Where everything here feels like it's a cipher, has cipher tendencies, where it doesn't really delve deep into who he is. But yeah, like I said, my favorite tracks are Park Bench and Brand New Day. Definitely check out the album. Overall, I would give it about a 6. It's definitely a cool hip-hop album, which I did not expect from Swole Members. And yeah, I definitely check it out. Also, the beats you heard over this were produced by me, DJ Racha. Check them out in the links below. Also, check out the blog in the link below. Yeah, man. Until next week, thanks for your time. Peace.